What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to this next episode of this Let's Play City Skylines series. And as the mayor of the town, we have bought ourselves a nice little house up in the mountains. That was the previous district that we were working on, and as you can see, people have moved in. And let's just enjoy this quaint little drive to work right here into the governmental offices. And yeah, we'll enjoy the view for a little bit. We'll talk about what we have planned for this episode. And I was dealing with a little bit of a problem. I believe it was a bug of houses just despawning everywhere. So I had to go back to the old save and then just restart the game pretty much. And that seemed to have fixed everything. And so this entire area was despawned. People were just leaving for no apparent reason, really. And as you can see, this area that we built is getting quite crowded now. But yeah, sorry, I got sidetracked. Back to the bug, and we'll just speed up a little bit over here. Go past these guys. I'm the mayor. Sorry, guys, over here. Sorry. And what in the world is this? Is this even street legal? Alright, we'll talk about that in the offices. But yeah, back to the bug. So houses were despawning left and right. People were just leaving the city for no apparent reason, really. And I had no idea what was causing it. Sorry, guys. Mayor coming through. And I figured maybe a restart would help, and that seemed to have fixed it. The population was down to 4,500. People were just leaving. Nobody wanted to stay in this town. Excuse me, sir. And yeah, a quick little restart really helped fix that. I quit the game on the dashboard, and that seemed to have fixed the issue. As you can see, our town is getting a little bit busy over here. Hopefully we can keep these tram tracks on the street over here without it getting too busy. Whoa, almost hit that moped driver. And in the future, if it gets too crazy busy, excuse me everybody, we'll just have to have the tram tracks run to the side over there, not on the road. But yep, this is our parking spot right here, designated for the mayor. Oh my goodness, yep, there we go. Alright, and as you can see, I was able to bring in the European buildings. I finally figured out how to do that. Last episode, we established a district over here, and we set that building style to European. But I don't think it takes quite an effect yet until you get the high density buildings. And so once we have those, we'll really get the more of a European feel downtown. But what I also realized is if you click the enable style buildings, then even on an American map you can get the European fire station, the European police medical clinic, the European hospital, and the European police stations right here, 1 and 2, the old one. So we went ahead and we did that so that we can continue this kind of trend over here of a more European looking downtown area, as this is where the city began and everything is just a little bit older. Once we get a little bit further towards the downtown area over there on the other side of the map, we'll go ahead and use the more modern buildings. But I'm also a huge fan of the European headquarters over here. I think these, can't really see them yet, but we'll definitely plop them down. So going back to our little home over here that we have bought right over here. And as we can see, people have moved in onto the hills. These are all green buildings. So we ensured that the policy over here was only for green buildings. Oh no, that's not how you do that. You go over here, and then of course you set it to self-sufficient buildings. And then in the future, once we have more money, we are quite making a decent amount of money actually. We are going to establish a policy over here and make sure that people who live here are only using electric vehicles. That does cost 200 cents or $1, whatever this thing is, per vehicle. So we'll do that a little bit further down the road. I also established a separate district over here So on this side, it's all self-sufficient buildings, and we have all of the same buildings, which I'm not a huge fan of. So let's get rid of this one, get rid of this one, and hope that they respawn as something else. Sorry, guys. Hopefully you're finished up grocery shopping. But over here, we just have the regular commercial buildings. That's a little bit of an office zone slash commercial zone without the public grocery markets that only sell organic. And we have a high school over here with a little bit of a football field, and the elementary school over here, and just a couple more areas to live on. And then we have this little district right here, a little bit tucked away. But the mayor's house is officially this one right here. And yeah, I like it. Got a nice view of the whole city. And we have a little bit of a garbage issue, but that should be solved soon. We have this one over here that'll do the trick, plus we have the recycling ones. But for this episode, we are going to go ahead and take another loan. Take the 60,000. So now we have 100,000. And we will expand on the downtown area. We'll start planning a little bit over here. And I was thinking for the downtown area, we could have the really high-rise building over here. And then we'll just gradually ease out of the high-rise zone. So we'll stick to high-rise over here a little bit, but nothing crazy high. And I have a theory that if the buildings around a zone are just skyrocketing high up in the air, the other buildings follow suit. So you can kind of control the high density on how high buildings go, by demolishing, of course. And if you do a little bit of mixed zoning, so you can have some high density commercial and then mix it in with low density and office zone, you don't get the crazy high rises. Over here, I did fix the area a little bit over here with the tram station. It looked a little bit barbaric, so I added a nice little pathway over here. These will all be houses, and we added a quay over here, as that will be closer to the downtown area over here. And I was thinking this big area, this big plop right here, we'll surround that by trees to block off the residential zones, but this will become our main transit hub, as it is right across from the river and close to the downtown area. And we'll have the bus stations, we'll have the monorail station, and then as well as the underground and the train station. And I was thinking of having either the tram stop over here, and we'll continue with the monorail and surround the other half of the lake, or we'll just have the tram run across the lake. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started on the downtown zone over here. Alright, and here we are. This is the main outline for our downtown area. So all of this in here will be very high density. And I didn't really want to follow any guidelines or anything. I just tried to follow along the river over here. And just to give it a more organic look, like we were going for, really. Nothing grid-like. And yeah, just lots of transportation options, lots of options to get around, lots of different pathways for everybody. So you can actually add another one over here just to encourage people from walking and biking as much as possible to keep the traffic down. So connect these right here and add that on there. Now, to give your downtown a more realistic feel, anywhere where you have these 4 intersections, 1, 2, 3, and 4, you can, or you should probably add traffic lights over here, just because in a downtown area where it really is crowded, in real life you wouldn't see these areas just with stop signs. Of course, the lower density ones you can. But if you were going for the really realistic look, then over here, once you start realizing that lots of pedestrians are crossing on foot, you can go ahead and make it a stop sign for people. And the same thing actually for areas over here. So if you had a crosswalk over here, and for whatever reason you're noticing that a lot of people are crossing there, just plop a stop sign over here or a traffic light. And I think they are actually in this game very good about having sensors. So if there's no traffic or if there's a lot of pedestrians crossing over, they actually switch over. I could be wrong, but that's just what I've observed for now. And just to finish this episode off, I have the asymmetrical 3-lane road over here, which came with the latest expansions, and these are actually really, really neat because you can put them into low density zones, but that has high volume of traffic, and then you can change the direction for who you want to have 2 lanes. So in the future, if lots of people are turning right and left over here to leave the city or head towards downtown, this isn't a 1-lane street anymore, and they have 2 options over here. So same over here. Now they are spread out a little bit better, and as you can see, if you would plop this down as a regular street when you first start off, there wouldn't be a traffic light over here. So as you can see, traffic is kind of slow because of the stop sign, but if you get rid of this, you get people getting run over, nobody really cares, and it's just a more chaotic view. But if you want to have a little bit more of realism, put the traffic light in there, and then people can cross over a little bit safely at least, and it doesn't look as crazy anymore. This guy doing some yoga before he crosses just to make sure he's ready. And yeah, this area is getting pretty crowded, so you might have to upgrade this in the future into a bigger road. And we will later on, we will as well connect this over here to this area over here, and then these 2 roads will later connect. And we might have to add the monorail tracks later on. Maybe we'll have a run right through the middle, and then this road would probably have to become a tunnel, I believe, so that we can have the crossover. There was no real reason why I did this. I just thought it added some nice optic vision over here, and yeah, just thought it looked real nice. So this is the main downtown layout. We'll add on a little bit more over here, but we won't go. We'll still go a little bit dense, and then I thought it'd be a nice border over here, right where the hills start, to gradually decrease the density and then connect to the highway over here in the future. But hopefully next episode we will hit our milestone, and I'm pretty sure that we will. And then we'll get the new tile, we'll get the metro as well, and the IT cluster, so we can start plopping that in downtown. But what I'm most excited about is the next tile, which will enable us to plop down the waterfall over there. And we'll have the waterfall go into the lake, and then the lake continues on as a river, follows downtown along, and then goes into here. Now, whether it will flood or not, that is a good question. I'm not quite sure yet. But we'll have some, I believe they are called, let's see, disaster guys. There should be some flooding trucks. Disaster response unit. These guys can be right in downtown. Earthquake sensor, space radar. That's not what we need. I'm not sure what it's called. but oh, they're probably in here. Pumping service, is this what it is? Pumping service, vacuum trucks, yes. So we'll get these guys down somewhere over here just in case this all turns into a big disaster. But yeah, next episode, we'll grab the next tile and we'll continue on and build our waterfall. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to drop a like and hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys